Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. A lot of you watching this might have heard of the games before. Some of you might have even played them before. These two games laid the foundation of the Zelda franchise we know and love today, and with a successful franchise comes a lot of merchandise. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today, specifically the first Zelda merchandise. Now back in the late 80s, when Zelda started to become popular, Nintendo gave licenses to a bunch of companies so they can create a bunch of Zelda merchandise to see what sticks. From it, we got a lot of normal stuff, as well as a few oddities. Let me show you some. I'll start off normal with clothing. Video game clothing is one of the most common types of merchandise, and there was quite a variety of Zelda-themed clothing a couple years after the release of the first Zelda. Let me show you some. Here is a shirt that has Link encountering a Zora while riding a surfboard instead of a raft. I don't know why, but the artwork of Link with all the lines on his hat and shirt and body kind of remind me of the stained glass art of Link and Zelda from the Wind Waker. You know what I'm talking about. What's weird is the shield that Link is holding is missing the red cross on it. Why is that? There's also a Zelda 2 shirt that I found that has Link holding a sword and shield while striking a kneeling pose. They also made a cap with the Zelda logo on it with Link striking a pose as well on the front, which looks pretty cool to be honest. It also came in multiple colors it looks like. Let's move on to household items. Here we have a trash bin with Link in a dungeon right next to a bomb. It kind of looks like he's bracing himself for the bomb to explode. There also seems to be coins or some sort of yellow object surrounding him. There's also Link falling off a ladder. I don't know, man. Here's another Zelda trash can that I found that looks a lot more normal. This time purple and Zelda 2 themed with artwork of Link, Astolphos, and an iron knuckle as well as a bunch of items. And again, his shield is missing the cross on it. What's up with that? Hey, ever thought to yourself, man, this blade that I'm eating off of is so boring. I wish I could have my favorite game franchise on it while I eat. Well, I have just the solution for you. Introducing the Legend of Zelda tableware. It comes in 3 pieces, a dinner plate, a cup, and a bowl, all with game artwork of the Legend of Zelda on it. I'm not gonna lie, this does look pretty cool. On the topic of food, I think I should give an honorable mention to the Nintendo cereal system. It was basically a breakfast cereal themed around Mario and Zelda. The flavors were fruity for Mario and berry for Zelda, and the pieces of cereal were shaped like things from the games, like boomerangs, hearts, Goombas, etc. I know that it isn't specifically Zelda themed since there's also Mario in it, but it contains Zelda, so I just thought I'd include it. Now, for the miscellaneous category. First up, we got the Zelda Game Watch. No. Not the game and watch, the game watch. Don't mix them up, okay? It was this electronic wristwatch that also doubled as a little game of Zelda in heavy quotations. You play on this LCD screen that... Wait, hang on, what is this? Why is the screen so small? I can barely see what's going on. You have to put this thing up to your eye in order to see the sprites on it. Look how small the controls are too. How are you supposed to play with your big old finger blocking the screen? Oh, I'm sorry, where was I? Oh yeah. You play on an LCD screen with imprinted sprites that light up, kind of like a Game & Watch or a Tiger handheld. In this game, Link has to defeat a bunch of Keys and Iron Balls in a dungeon in order to face up against the Aquamentus boss and get the Triforce. I mean, this does not look fun at all. Surely this thing was a flop and did not sell 12 million units. Are we serious? This device sold 12 million units. Let's just move on. I know this next item isn't tangible merchandise, but I just had to include it in this video. The Legend of Zelda cartoon series. Oh boy. So from September 4th through December 1st of 1989, the Super Mario Bros. Show would air. You know, the show that was like, swing your arm from side to side. Come on, it's time to go do the Mario. Well, for the animated segments of the show, on Friday, a 17-minute long Legend of Zelda cartoon will play. The characters of the show included Link, Sprite, Link's Fairy, Zelda, and Ganon. There were 13 episodes and the plot of each one revolves around Link and Zelda defending against Ganon's numerous attempts to obtain the Triforce of Wisdom, which for some reason is stored in a random room in Hyrule Castle. He is also madly in love with Zelda and constantly asks her for a kiss. The show is really cheesy. Link has a voice in this show. I know this was before it was standard to make Link silent, but it's really weird to listen to today. And who could forget all of his signature one-liners that he constantly says all throughout the episodes, including the infamous,
"Well, excuse me, princess,"
which has become a meme today. But with all of that out of the way, let's move on to the final item. I believe I saved the best item for last. This is, in my opinion, the weirdest item of them all. Imagine this. Ever wanted to play the Zelda game, but you couldn't afford an NES? Have no fear, we have Zelda at home! The Legend of Zelda board game. What? It's not like how we have Zelda Monopoly or Zelda Clue or Zelda Chess today, where it's just the original game with a new coat of paint on it or different pieces, but a whole board game. I'll try to simplify it as best as I can. It was created by Milton Bradley, and your main objective is to guide Link through 6 segments of the board and successfully save Zelda, of course. There are 4 dice with swords and blank spots on them that you must roll when you encounter an enemy. You have 3 heart pieces, and if you don't roll the required number of swords to defeat the enemy, you lose a heart. The game ends when the Zelda tile is reached or everyone dies. The entire thing is just mind-boggling to me, like, how do you manage to take a video game and turn it into a functioning board game? Imagine going over to your friend's house one day after saying that they had the newest Zelda game, and then they show you this. Although, to be honest, the game seems more entertaining than the Game Watch. And with that includes all the early Zelda merch that I wanted to talk about. It's important to remember that this stuff was experimental and not as regulated as today, but still, looking back in retrospect on what they used to make versus what they do now, there's a huge difference. It's quite weird, yet interesting at the same time. But anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, your night, or whatever.